Hi, welcome to I Fight Like a Woman blog. I am here with my doggie, Kiki, to do a video blog. Just wanted to say hey and that I'm in prep mode for my next chemo. And I was hoping maybe to offer some tips and tricks for getting ready for chemo in between infusions. So I've already had 2 infusions and I've tried to learn lessons from that. Basically, I've learned a little bit of what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And there's still some issues I haven't found. I haven't found a, gosh, I'm sorry, it's chemo brain. I haven't found a resolution for some of my issues. So one of my issues this past chemo was my blood pressure was kind of low and I wasn't tracking it very well, and I haven't been tracking my temperature the way I should. So I made this sheet. Let me see if I can put it in here. So you see there's date, temp AM, BP AM, temp PM, and BP PM. So I plan on taking my temperature and blood pressure twice a day just to keep an eye on it, just to make sure my blood pressure doesn't go too low, or that, God forbid I get a fever and I don't know. I don't know how I wouldn't know, but you never know. And also, I find around day 2 or 3, I'm very discombobulated and I'm not remembering when I took a medication. And this leaves me not taking a medicine that I need, or God forbid taking too much of a medicine, which is my fear, because I don't know if it's going to get worse down the line. So I made another sheet, and it's basically a medicine sheet. Now, I take my steroid 4 times a day. That's why there's 4 doses on there. But I figure I can just write down the date and the time and the medication. And that way I keep an eye on, oh, when did I take this last? When is my next dose due? And hopefully that'll help me keep on top of my nausea too, because I'll see when I could take my nausea medication and take it and be proactive and try to beat the nausea, which is one of my main issues. Also, I made a list, which I can't show you because it's on the computer, of things that I want to get or need to do before the next chemo. I decided to make a list because if I don't, I'm not going to remember it at this point. So things like, there's this candy called Gingins, and I'll show you if I'm able to buy it. And it's ginger candy, and it's supposed to be really good for nausea. So I'm hoping to hunt those down this weekend. Also, I got ginger tea, which will hopefully work. I had it after my bad nausea period, and it has black pepper in it, and all I could taste is the black pepper. So I'm hoping it might get better. Maybe I could add a little more sugar or some milk to it, and that would help. Things such as cleaning. Like I've been trying to clean the chemo cave, and I'm trying to get ahead in laundry. So for instance, I have my husband's clothes all done before the next chemo hits, and I know I won't be able to do laundry. I'm going to try to make his lunches ahead. That way, I don't have to worry about it when I'm down and out. Also, excuse me, yeah, like I mentioned, I'm cleaning my chemo cave. It gets kind of messed up because I'm not doing much, so I might have like 2 glasses on my side table. I don't want that. I'm also trying to make sure everything I need is within an arm's reach. So the dollar store has these bins, and there's a pink polka dot one. I don't know if they still have these. There's a divider in there, and it's really cute, and I bought it forever ago, but I decided to put it in my side table. So I have a little book in there to log symptoms. I have my mint candy, which really doesn't work. Unfortunately, I can't taste mint. If you can, great, good for you. Do as much as you can with the mint. I'm going to put my sour candies in it, and maybe some of my medications. And that way, all I have to do is pull out the little, drawer and have everything I need right there. Also, I'm trying to figure out something to listen to on my Kindle for the first couple nights. What happens is the first couple nights, well, probably the first 4 or 5 nights, I'm extremely nauseous. And my fear is that I'm just going to be tortured all night like I have been in the past, feeling nauseous. So I'm hoping that if I have something to listen to when I wake up nauseous, I'll be able to lull back to sleep. Currently, I'm considering the Bible. And I know that kind of sounds kind of strange. I'm not, I'm religious, but I'm not hugely, religious right now in my life. I'm having, hi Kiki, I am having a tough time connecting with God. So, but religion fascinates me. So I figure I can listen to the Old Testament and the New Testament, and I'll find that interesting enough to, lull me back, calm me, put me back, to sleep. So that is that plan. I'm also trying to make a playlist on Netflix of the streaming shows or movies to watch, so that when I'm in my chemo cave and I'm just there for days, I have something to do. Because sometimes I just lay there, staring off. And it's much easier if I have something interesting to distract myself from the side effects. Fun, I know. So I'm doing that too. So if you're going through chemotherapy or you're about to, preparation is your friend. To handle all the symptoms. Now, if you haven't done chemo yet, you might not have any symptoms, but I urge you to prepare, because once it hits, it's good to have stuff on hand. Stuff I can recommend for people who haven't been through chemo before. Get some Ensure. I have chocolate in my fridge. It's not the best thing, but if I can't eat, I can sip that and get some nutrition into my body. Now I know I'm a big girl and I look like I don't need nutrition, but when you go through chemotherapy, I don't care how big you are, you need that energy. Hey, Kiki. You need that energy, definitely. So Ensure. Sour candy. My husband bought me lemon heads. A lot of people recommend sour lemon candy, which isn't bad, but my favorites are sour cherries. And I know they have them at Walmart. And it kind of tastes to me like Tylenol used to taste when I was a kid, which is why I'm not a big cherry fan normally in candy, but it works. I think it's a sour component. It tames my metallic taste, and it also tames my metallic taste, and it also settles my stomach, because my metallic taste makes me nauseous sometimes. Okay, so sour candy. If you do get a metallic taste in your mouth, you're not going to want to use metal silverware. So go ahead and buy some plastic cutlery. It's not very expensive, and it'll probably make eating easier. That's what I've been doing, because I don't want metal in my mouth when I'm tasting metal. Okay, let me see what else I can recommend. I recommend you looking up movies or videos or something to watch if you have downtime. It just makes it easier to be distracted. Make sure your cell phone charger, your laptop charger, any chargers you have, make sure they're readily accessible for you to charge your stuff. Especially if you're going to be alone, make sure that cell phone is charged. Even if it's just to call the doctor and say, hey, I'm nauseous and none of my medications are working. You need to be able to do that, because the doctors and the nurses will help you. They will call stuff in if you need it. Yogurt. Highly recommend yogurt. I haven't had any issues, knock on wood, with thrush or yeast or anything like that. Yogurt helps prevent that. So I've been very bad about eating yogurt, because like right after an infusion, I can't even eat a whole yogurt. But it's supposed to help prevent that. So I'm going to try to be better about choking it down. So definitely yogurt. Make sure you have a chemo kit ready for your infusions. Now most centers have blankets and drinks and stuff like that there. But I imagine, I haven't used my own blanket yet. I'm going to do that for my next big infusion, but having your own blanket might make you feel better. Maybe a pillow, a stuffed animal. If a stuffed animal is going to make you feel a little better, bring one. One that I was gifted a teddy bear, and it's so cute and it's white, and I imagine holding that is, just so relaxing. So I might, clean it and bring it for my next infusion. Something to distract yourself. So a lot of people sleep during their infusions, and that is completely okay. Go ahead, go to sleep if you can. I really can't sleep during my infusions, so I have my Kindle. If you bring a book, you're probably going to be tired, and I don't know whether you want to bring, Plato's Complete Works with you to your infusion, but something fun maybe. To read at your infusion, watching videos. Some places have TVs and stuff like that. My infusion center doesn't, but they do have a DVD player that you can borrow with headphones. So a lot of people, I've noticed this, not just me, will watch movies or listen to music during their infusions. And it's just something to distract you, especially for that first infusion where all this stuff's going into you. I still get nervous at the big infusions, having all that stuff poured into me, because I'm like, oh God, what is it going to do to me? So I like to distract myself. So definitely bring a chemo kit, bring it in a bag. First infusion, especially bring someone with you to drive you. You might be completely okay after the infusion, but my first infusion, I went there, I ended up getting Ativan because I was so nervous. They will not let you drive if you take something like Ativan. Okay? So bring someone with you. It's good for several reasons. So you have someone there to support you during your infusion. You also have someone there to drive. So I can't emphasize enough, have someone take you to the infusion. If you do not have someone to take you to the infusion, let the social worker of the hospital know, call the American Cancer Society, let them know they can find someone to drive you to your infusion. Okay? So definitely do that. And this video is getting very long. I apologize about that. So what else? I'm trying to see if I could think of anything else. It's a good idea if you have someone there with you for the first couple days after your infusion. I know that's not always possible. I'm very lucky. After my first 2 infusions, I had my mother-in-law here, and she helped me out because I get dizzy in the first few days after the infusion. Like, I could be standing for 10 minutes and all of a sudden I'm dizzy and I need to sit down. My biggest fear is I'm going to faint. And if something like that happens, I want someone here with me. So if you could have someone there with you for the first couple days, probably not a bad idea. So those are my tips and tricks for getting ready for chemotherapy. I am probably leaving a ton of stuff out because I can't think of it right now. I'm going to try to do a little collecting of things that I need for my chemo. And maybe I'll do a little haul type video and show you the stuff that I like to have on hand before my infusions. So that is all for now. I fight like a woman.